Students, please rise and face the aisle as faculty and President's Party process to the stage. Good afternoon. I am Professor Cecilia Barczyk from the Department of Music. As a Grand Marshal, it is my pleasure to welcome you to the winter commencement exercises for the College of Education and the College of Fine Arts and Communication. I would like to introduce Dr. Timothy Chandler, the acting president of Towson University. Mr. President, the university community is assembled for commencement.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's my great do that again, shall we? Good afternoon, everyone. All right, here we go. I welcome you warmly to the winter 2014 commencement exercises for Towson University. Today we will pause to celebrate our newest graduates on their significant academic achievements. Let me just say that it has been our distinct pleasure to guide and mentor you and watch your transformation during your time with us here at Towson. To begin our ceremony today, please stand for our national anthem, and we'll be led in our singing by Mr. Nathan Wilcox, who's receiving a Bachelor of Music degree this afternoon. Gentlemen, would you please remove your hats?
say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, sake does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you so much, Mr. Wilcox. At this time, I would like to direct your attention to the names on the screen as we pause for a moment of silence in honor of the faculty, staff, and students who have passed away during this year. Please join me in remembering them as part of the Towson family. Thank you. Won't you please be seated? The flags on display represent the 22 countries of the 76 international students graduating from Towson this winter. Also on stage are flags representing all 83 nations of our current international population of 598 students. International students, we are pleased to have each of you as part of the Towson family. As you can see, an education at Towson University not only serves our region and the state of Maryland, but also reaches across the nation and around the globe. In addition to the international flags displayed today, you'll notice a number of graduates, faculty, and staff wearing black and gold pins, signifying their support of the Tiger Commencement Pledge. This pledge is a voluntary commitment to become more active in their communities and to work for positive change in social and environmental conditions. And as a community, we applaud these efforts by our graduates, faculty, and staff. I'd now like to call upon Mr. Guyon Sampson, Chief of Staff of the Student Government Association, to introduce representatives from the university's various boards. Mr. Sampson, please.
Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, this afternoon we are pleased to be joined today by a representative of the University System of Maryland and Board of Regents, Ms. Cassie Motz, who will be congratulating our graduates on behalf of the Board of Regents. The 17-member board is appointed by the governor to select the USM Chancellor and the 12 university presidents, formulate policy, and oversee the academic, administrative, and financial operations of the system institutions. Regent Cassie Motz is the Executive Director of the College Bound Foundation, Incorporated, a Baltimore-based nonprofit organization dedicated to fostering and funding the dream of a college education for underserved students attending Baltimore City public high schools. Prior to joining the College Bound, she served the O'Malley Brown administration for 7 years as Deputy Chief of Staff, Deputy Legal Counsel, and Interim Director of the Governor's Office for Children. She serves on several area boards supporting K-12 education and job training for the homeless. She's a graduate of Dartmouth College and Yale Law School. Please welcome USM Regent Cassie Motz.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon. I am delighted to join you and extend best wishes from the University System of Maryland on behalf of the Board of Regents on this tremendous day. It is an honor to share this occasion with all of you, including Towson University's acting president, Dr. Timothy Chandler. Dr. Chandler is committed to the mission of expanding Towson's role as a regional leader, both economically and culturally, establishing Towson as a vibrant hub for the entire greater Baltimore community, and making Towson the institution of choice for many of Maryland's brightest students, including our graduating students here today. I would just like to say on a personal note, I've had the opportunity to get to know Dr. Chandler over the last several months. We've worked on several projects together professionally and socially at various university events. I've gotten to know him and his wife, Dr. Margie Chandler, who herself is a very distinguished academic in her own right. She is a cardiac physiologist, has a PhD in that field. And I want you to know, in case you haven't had the chance to meet Dr. Chandler personally, that you have a real advocate on your behalf, both students and faculty. He's just a tremendous gentleman and advocate for the university here. And I would just like to thank, on behalf of the Board of Regents, like to thank Dr. Chandler for his leadership. But of course, today is a day about our graduating students first and foremost. And it really is an honor to be here to recognize and congratulate you, the folks sitting in the front, the members of the graduating class. What you have accomplished today has taken hard work, persistence, and dedication. And today we celebrate the completion of your journey. Your family and friends undoubtedly take a great deal of pride in what you have accomplished. They have shared in your sacrifice and certainly should share in your success today. No matter what direction your life now takes, no matter what challenges you will now confront, know that your education here at Towson has prepared you well. Once again, congratulations to all of you, and know that the entire University System of Maryland family wishes you all the best in the years to come. Congratulations.
Thank you, Ms. Motz. Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, this afternoon we are pleased to have 4 members of the University Board of Visitors, Ms. Molly Schock, Mr. Vincent Thomas, Mr. Ted Zaleski, and Dr. Nancy S. Grasmick, who will bring congratulations and greetings on behalf of the board. The Board of Visitors is a group of professionals who advise and guide the President. Dr. Grasmick has served on Towson University Board of Visitors since 2005. A Towson alum, Dr. Grasmick is known internationally for her visionary leadership as the former state superintendent of Maryland schools, which under her leadership ranked #1 in the nation 4 years in a row. In 2012, President Marvin Lusky named her Towson's first ever Presidential Scholar for innovation in teacher and leader preparation to help guide the institution's historic teacher education program to national prominence. Please welcome Dr. Nancy S. Grasmick.
Thank you, Guyan, for your very gracious introduction. Guyan has a very special place in my heart because when I was state superintendent of schools, he was our student member of the board, and look what's happened to him now. We're so proud of him. Well, good afternoon, Acting President Chandler. On behalf of the President's Advisory Group, the Board of Visitors, I bring you greetings and congratulations on this very significant accomplishment. It is our pleasure and our pride to see you graduate today as you become part of a very prestigious legacy of scholarship, personal excellence, and personal service. Before today, you may have thought of the Board of Visitors as people who have incredible stories of success they share with the President. But in fact, the Board of Visitors represents very diverse backgrounds with experiences of the board membership that make us valuable advisors to the President. Each of you also hold within you a unique story of success. Your story may have a humble beginning or a stroke of luck, or a triumph over adversity, or your story may still be in the making. No matter your story and all of its twists and turns, never underestimate its potential to inspire or to help others. So as Towson graduates, when you are called upon to share your leadership and expertise in any capacity, embrace the opportunity to serve, but also be prepared to continue to learn. Many of you today have chosen the profession of education. Be proud. This is the profession that makes all other professions possible. You will, in fact, have the privilege of touching the lives of so many students as teachers have touched your lives, whether you view today as a milestone or a capstone in your educational journey. It is indisputable that significantly more opportunities now lie ahead of you. For those who have chosen the professions affiliated with the College of Fine Arts and Communication, thank you. The skills you have pursued will bring richness and beauty to our lives and our society. As Towson graduates, you now hold an important responsibility to be good stewards of your excellent education and use it to make a difference in the world. On behalf of the Board of Visitors, I once again offer our sincerest congratulations. Wherever life takes you from here, continue to seek out opportunities to lead, to serve, and to learn. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Grasmick, for your extraordinary leadership across our state. We are also fortunate this afternoon to have with us Dr. Fran Bond, Treasurer of the Towson University Alumni Association, who will bring words of welcome and congratulations to our new graduates. Please welcome Dr. Bond.
Thank you, Mr. Guyon. Good afternoon. As a member of the Alumni Association and a proud graduate of the class of 1955 and 60, I'm honored to be here today representing more than 144,000 alumni who have graduated from this remarkable institution. Each of these alumni has his or her own story to tell about the successes that they've achieved as a result of their education at Towson. My own story would not have been possible without the education, the experiences, and the connections that I made when I was a student here at Towson. Today, you join 2,413 fellow graduates that make up the class of 2014. 1,686 of you are receiving a bachelor's degree. 719 of you are receiving a master's degree or a certificate, and 8 of you are receiving a doctoral degree from Towson University. Your class is 62% female and 38% male. The average age of undergraduate students in this year's graduating class is 24, and of graduate students is 32. The youngest graduate in the class of 2014 is Victoria Bromheim, who is receiving a bachelor's degree in economics at the age of 19. Our most seasoned graduate is Lenoa Trulove, who at the age of 68 is receiving her master's degree in geography and environmental planning. Your class represents 14 out of our 50 states, with New Jersey and New York having the largest number of graduates outside of the state of Maryland. And for the record, 53 of you come from New Jersey and 38 come from New York. 14 of you are the sole representatives from your home state. For those of you who are receiving a master's or a doctoral degree today, we know that over 28% of you have also received your bachelor's degree from Towson. So a second congratulations are in order to you. We know that this class was very engaged and active. A majority of current seniors and graduate students participated in an internship or an experiential learning project this past semester. Additionally, members of this graduating class were involved in intercollegiate athletics and a variety of co-curricular activities. All of this while having an average class GPA of 3.291. Most of you will stay right here in Maryland after graduation because on the average, 73% of TU alumni call Maryland home. Although alumni live in every state across America and in 84 countries. Perhaps you'll join over 5,800 alumni that married a fellow Towson graduate, or that you will become one of the over 1,000 alumni who came back to their alma mater in either a faculty or a staff position. But whatever path you decide to take, remember, you will always be a part of the growing Towson alumni network. And we want you to stay connected to your alma mater. The Alumni Association will help you to do this. And we look forward to hearing about your accomplishments and your successes. As a welcoming gift to the Alumni Association, as you leave today, you'll be presented with a seedling as a reminder to remember your Towson University roots. On behalf of the thousands who have preceded you, it is my privilege to congratulate you on your outstanding achievements. Congratulations and good luck.
Thank you so much, Dr. Bond. And just to continue that focus on alumni for a minute, may I ask those parents and grandparents in the audience who are Towson alumni to please stand so that we can recognize you. Towson parents and grandparents who are alumni, would you please stand? And now, would all alumni please stand so that we may recognize you? Thank you so much. Please, won't you be seated? Once again, I call upon Mr. Guyon Sampson to introduce our first student speaker.
Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, it is now my pleasure to introduce our undergraduate student speaker, Ms. Kristen Rusher, who is Ms. Kristen Rusher, who is graduating today from the College of Education with a Bachelor of Science in Elementary Education. And before I leave today, thank you all for your leadership in being students here at Towson, and please welcome Ms. Kristen Rusher.
Thank you, Guyon Sampson, Chief of Staff of the SGA, for that introduction. Good afternoon, Acting President Chandler, Acting Provost Wrights, Regent Motts, distinguished guests, honored faculty, family, and fellow graduates. We did it. I am incredibly honored to be speaking with you on such a meaningful day. I must admit, however, that I was very surprised to be chosen by the College of Education for such an honor. I'd like to think of myself as an ordinary Towson student. I arrived here a very eager freshman, expecting to graduate with a BS in forensic chemistry. Taking full advantage of the opportunities that Towson has provided, however, I graduate today with a very purposeful BS in elementary education. My switch in majors was monumental in my discovery of the little difference between ordinary and extraordinary. That little difference is coincidentally what I feel connects all of us here today. Let me share why. Like the start of many of our weekends here at Towson, mine recently began at Chipotle. Yes, while chowing down on a burrito bowl, I found inspiration on the back of my bag. Printed there was a quote from Stephen Picker. Now, I will admit that I had to Google his name afterwards, but the quote read, "We may never live in a perfect world, but it is not romantic or naive to work towards one." Isn't that such an extraordinary idea? No matter how ordinary you think you are or your journey has been, you have the ability to work towards something extraordinary. You are certainly capable of extraordinary by being here today in celebration of reaching such an incredible milestone. The only difference that I have found between ordinary and extraordinary is the little extra that you choose to put forth. It all starts with a choice. I chose to pursue my passion of education, even when it wasn't the most likely or revered decision in my family. I'd always been fascinated with science. I think they had hoped that my love for science would push me in a path that would, let's just say, pay the student loans off a bit quicker. Yet today, I can honestly say that without the full support of my family and close friends, I would not be standing here. I chose to work closely with and allow myself to be motivated by the amazing faculty in the College of Education. This, without a doubt, includes my fabulous professional development supervisor, Mary Ann Hughes. I chose to take full advantage of the real-world experiences and professional relationships that I was able to build through my internships in Baltimore County Public Schools. I've spent several months teaching under the guidance of an incredible Towson alumna, Caitlin Buddha, who is here to support me today. I also chose to reach beyond this community and make my Towson mark globally. As a part of the Towson University chapter of Students Helping Honduras, I have helped fund and physically build a bilingual school and girls' home in a small village of Honduras. I have nothing but pleasurable memories thinking about my trips there. Despite the language barrier, the children always greeted me with such happiness and love. And my time there further solidified my purpose in impacting the lives of children. The village even adopted a tiger mascot as a nod to our work. As that ordinary student that I considered myself to be, I continue to understand and embrace my capability of extraordinary in those very moments. I did not come to this school with much of a plan for my success. In fact, I've had to sit on the sideline on occasion due to finances, but I never lost sight of what I was capable of. Today, as you walk across the stage, it is my hope that you remember whatever extraordinary goal you chose that brought you to Towson University. Reflect on what steps you've made towards it. I hope that you continue to work towards that goal, whether you are returning to your hometown or starting new adventures elsewhere. Remember it, whether it takes you into a classroom, onto a stage, into an art gallery, or in front of a large company. If you are still unsure of your extraordinary, let me share a word from my young but wise second graders, whom I've had the pleasure of teaching this past semester. I asked my group of 7 and 8-year-olds what they thought it meant to be extraordinary. Without any hesitation, one of my star pupils calls out, "It's like Viv. She's just really a good person to everybody." I believe she's right. It really is that simple. Be a good person, do unto others, fight for what you believe in, and aspire to be extraordinary. Thank you, and again, congratulations.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. I'm Jonathan Lugo, Vice President of the Graduate Student Association. Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce our graduate student speaker, Ms. Anita Schreiman, who is graduating today from the College of Fine Arts and Communication with the Masters of Fine Arts in Studio Art. Please welcome Ms. Anita Schreiman.
Thank you, Jonathan Lugo, Vice President of the GSA, for that introduction. Good afternoon, Acting President Chandler, Acting Provost Wrights, Regent Motts, distinguished guests, honored faculty, family, and fellow graduates. When I was initially asked to write a speech today, I thought, how hard could it be to write a 3-minute speech? Well, I found out that it was much harder than I thought, way outside my comfort zone, and definitely a challenge. I've spent the last 6 years at Towson University, achieving a Bachelor of Fine Arts degree, and now my ultimate goal, a Master of Fine Arts degree. As an older student, I have a unique perspective on education and the college experience, and I would like to share 8 things to think about on your life after graduation. Number 1, train for life. There is a reason that modern life is referred to as the rat race. We rush from here to there, just trying to get to the finish line on a daily basis. Start small, work your way up to a 5K, then a 10K, then maybe a half marathon. You might be the last runner to cross the finish line, but the time, energy, and effort that you have dedicated to your accomplishments is worth more than just completing the task at hand. Number 2, never stop learning. Try something new. Take piano lessons. Enroll in a drawing class. Learn the tango. Visit a museum. Go to the opera and enjoy a concert. We can't all be Pablo Picasso, Beethoven, or Beyonce, but we can enrich our lives through the exposure to new ideas and exciting opportunities just outside our door. Number 3, enjoy the journey. Do not rush to your final destination. Rather, enjoy the journey and actively participate along the way. What you learn and experience on a daily basis has value. The knowledge that comes from your own journey is what makes you unique. It is important to keep your eye on the prize, but rushing to the final destination prevents you from being in the moment and experiencing things that are happening now. Number 4, be engaged in your surroundings. Be mindful of what is happening around you. Hold the door for the person behind you. Make eye contact as you pass people in the hallway. Stop to give someone directions when they look lost. It might not always feel comfortable to you, but that is the point. Put yourself out there and see what happens. You might be pleasantly surprised. Number 5, be flexible in your thinking. Life happens, problems arise, and things go south when you thought you were headed west. Not everything in life is black and white. Gray is just as important. Flexibility in your thinking improves problem solving, creativity, and ultimately new ways of learning how to navigate your life. Number 6, accept change. We are creatures of habit. Most of us don't like change. We resist it whenever we can. The unknown is more terrifying than the everyday grind. Life is full of ups and downs, and we are all along for the ride. So embrace change. Nothing comes from staying still. Accepting change is not always easy, but necessary for growth, opportunity, and the realization of our own personal needs and aspirations. Number 7, failure happens to every one of us. You will not be successful in everything that you do. Accept that failure is a part of the learning process. It is not who you are as an individual. Number 8, gratitude. Be thankful for the professors that have taught you, the mentors that have guided you, the experiences that have shaped you, and the people that have supported you along the way. Congratulations to all of you. Now go out and embrace life.
Thank you so much, Ms. Schreibman. Acting Provost Dr. Maggie Reitz will now join me for the presentation of the President's Award for Distinguished Faculty Service.
Would Professor Deborah Gartland please join the President at the center podium for the presentation? The President's Award for Distinguished Service recognizes a member of the university faculty for their intellectual talent and professional service. Specifically, this award is given to an individual who has dedicated 20 or more years of service to higher education and who has made an important contribution to higher education in the region through teaching, scholarship, and participation in university affairs. The award is provided by the President of Towson University, and the recipient receives a $2,500 award and a commemorative silver bowl. Mr. President, I present to you this year's recipient of the President's Distinguished Faculty Service Award, Professor Deborah Gartland.
Dr. Debbie Gartland came to Towson in 1986 from Penn State to start the special education program, which has grown from 6 students to a full department within the College of Education that produces now almost 200 graduates each year. After 29 years, she's the longest-serving faculty member in the College of Education, has dedicated her Towson career to a comprehensive approach of supporting teacher educators at every phase of development, from students to new teachers to veteran educators. In doing so, she's brought in more than $1 million of external funding. For the last 15 years, her grants have supported the development of cutting-edge academic programs and providing mentorship to new special education teachers and professional development for veteran educators. A master of the teaching discipline, Dr. Gartland has taught more than 20 different undergraduate courses, many of which she developed, and is the 2-time recipient of the Towson University Teaching Excellence Award. Last year, she was named one of Maryland's top 25 education professors by Online Schools Maryland. Her work with Howard County Public Schools garnered national recognition from the National Association of Professional Development Schools with the award for Exemplary Professional Development School Achievement. In 1994, Dr. Gartland was called upon to serve on the prestigious National Joint Committee on Learning Disabilities. As the sole full professor in her department, she is routinely called upon for service activities. She's currently serving her 4th 3-year term on one college committee and 10th year as chair of another. My goodness. She is routinely tapped as Grand Marshal for the College of Education, with obvious exception today. We couldn't let her do that. She's been integrally involved in the most recent and highly successful NCATE accreditation visit over the last 14 months, writing the explication paper, culling the artifacts, and hosting the joint national state team. It's an enormous effort. Above all, Dr. Gartland has earned the immense respect of her peers and colleagues and the love and admiration of her students. She is the epitome of teaching excellence. She's not only shared her celebrated best practices, but also poured her passion and love of teaching into so many future educators. She's one of the reasons Towson can continue to pride itself on being not only the state's oldest and largest provider of teachers, but one of the nation's very best. Debbie, it's with enormous pleasure that I present you with the 2014 President's Award for Distinguished Service to the University. Thank you so much.
I just want to take a moment to thank you, Acting President Chandler, Acting Provost Wrights, Dean Janet Delaney, as well as the selection committee members who reviewed the nomination applications. I'm very appreciative of this recognition. I want to also thank my colleagues who nominated me, Dr. Darlene Fuster, Dr. Roberta Strohsnyder, Professor Val Sharp, and thank you also to the College of Education Dean, Dr. Ray Lorian, who has always been a supporter of the special education program, and me. Thanks also to Dr. Betsy Neville, who's the chair of the special education department, and all the other supportive faculty and staff members with whom I work. I also want to take a minute to thank my wonderful husband of 26 years, Dr. Walter Cruikshank, and our two fabulous daughters, Delaney Gartland Cruikshank and Riley Gartland Cruikshanks, who both just finished their final examinations at their respective colleges. Thanks also goes out to my parents and my siblings. I come from a family of many teachers and clergy members, so service to others was instilled in me at a very young age. As you heard Acting President Chandler read, I've received Towson University Teaching Excellence Awards and was inducted into the Towson University $1 Million Club in recognition of my scholarship. So with this Distinguished Service Award, I've been fortunate enough to be recognized for all three primary areas of a professor's role: teaching, scholarship, and service. And actually, we're all fortunate to be affiliated with Towson University because service to others is valued and supportive. It's part of our mission statement to prepare graduates who serve as effective, ethical leaders and engaged citizens in Maryland, the region, and beyond. In keeping with our focused vision, now maybe more than ever before, we're committed to innovative community outreach to meet societal needs. Those of you who are graduating from the College of Education will be sharing your knowledge and skills with others through your teaching. By the very nature of your profession, you'll be serving others. Those of you who are graduating today from the College of Fine Arts and Communication will be sharing your gifts and talents, many of you through visual and performing arts. By sharing your creativity, you'll be serving others. Best of luck to all of the graduates, those of you receiving bachelor's degrees, and those of you who are receiving advanced degrees today. And again, thank you for this wonderful honor.
Debbie, thank you again for your extraordinary service. Our honorary degree recipient, Mr. Mike Rowe, had hoped to join us this afternoon, but unfortunately had to cancel. Such is the life of a Hollywood star. It's somebody's a dirty job he's going to have to do, I suppose. Mr. Rowe is a 1985 graduate of the College of Fine Arts and Communication, and you can read more about him and why he is deserving of this honor in your program book. Commencement is one of the happiest days of the year on our campus. We celebrate first and foremost the graduates of whom we are all so very proud. There are many here today who share in the accomplishments of those graduates, but there is in particular one very special group whose contributions deserve full recognition. We have one of the finest graduating classes in Maryland because we have one of the finest faculty assembled anywhere. Will the faculty of the university please rise so that we may recognize and thank you? I would also just like to take a brief moment to acknowledge retiring faculty, our emeriti, who are concluding their distinguished careers this semester, as their names appear on the screen above me. Please join me in thanking them for their outstanding service. Also joining me on stage today are leaders of the university, those responsible for facilitating our academic and student programs, and who, through their dedication and expertise, enable the success of all of our students. Graduates, you may not see these individuals each day, perhaps as you do faculty and staff, but I assure you that they are equally dedicated to your success. And I'm going to ask that these individuals please rise and remain standing as I introduce you, and then perhaps you would greet them at the end of this list. The vice presidents of the university, the deans of the colleges, of the university libraries, of graduate studies and their associate deans, members of the Board of Regents, the Board of Visitors, the Alumni Association, the University Senate, the American Association of University Professors, and the Towson University Staff Council, and finally, members of the Student Government Association and the Graduate Student Association. Please join me in a round of applause to show our appreciation for their leadership and guidance. Let me also thank the faculty members who are serving as faculty marshals, the student marshals, and readers for this ceremony. In addition to the faculty, there are over 100 people who have put this ceremony together today. The list is voluminous, and I'm not going to go through all of them, but please, the Commencement Committee, the University Store, Auxiliary Services, Facilities Personnel, Police, Events Staff, and so many others, including our gracious volunteers. Please, can we give them a round of applause? All right, now, graduates, you've had a lot of support on this journey. So first, will the mothers and fathers of our graduates please rise and remain standing? Would the brothers and sisters, spouses and significant others, sons and daughters of the graduates, also rise and remain standing? Keep it going, we're just getting started here. Would the grandparents, great-grandparents, and grandchildren of the graduates please rise and also remain standing? And just to show that we're totally inclusive, would the aunts, uncles, friends, and all others who've helped make this day possible and who are here to share in this, please stand up and cheer. All right, graduates, it's now your turn. Please rise, face your families, and give them the ovation they so richly deserve. Thank you all for being so very supportive of our graduates. You may be seated. Here endeth the 7th inning stretch, and I'm afraid it's still quite a long way to the 9th inning stretch. But briefly, before the most significant part of the ceremony begins, I do have a short but important announcement concerning the order of the procession. So that each of you in the audience may find your particular graduate in the procession, graduates will come forward alphabetically within their college. If you could please, and I know it's hard, if you could please limit your applause and shouts and hoots and hollers and bells and whistles just a little, out of respect for the graduate immediately following yours, so that all names can be heard, it would be deeply appreciated. Provost Wrights will now join me for the conferring of degrees. Assisting us in awarding the graduate degrees will be Dr. Raymond Lorian, Dean of the College of Education, and Dr. Janet Delaney, Dean of Graduate Studies.
Will the candidates for master's degrees and post-baccalaureate certificates from the College of Education please stand? Mr. President, on recommendation of the faculty, I have the honor to present those students who meet all requirements for the degree of Master of Arts, post-baccalaureate certificates, and certificates of advanced study.
I am pleased to receive these candidates for graduate degrees and certificates, and by the authority vested in me by the University System of Maryland's Board of Regents and the State of Maryland, I confer upon you the recommended degree with all the honors, rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto. Congratulations, graduates.
Graduates, as you approach the stage, please follow the directions of the marshals. Once on stage, you will shake hands with your college dean or the dean of graduate studies to receive your alumni gift and congratulations. You will then exit the center stairs and be directed back to your seat by the marshal.
Good afternoon. I am Suzanne Obenshane, lecturer from the Department of Educational Technology and Literacy. It is my pleasure to introduce the students receiving a graduate degree or certificate from the College of Education. Congratulating the graduates along with me will be Dr. Raymond Lorian, Dean of the College of Education, and Dr. Janet Delaney, Dean of Graduate Studies. Introducing the graduates with me is Dr. David Weiser, professor from the Department of Educational Technology and Literacy. LaShonda Renee Alston.
Sandra Jean Alscock.
Jason Edward Ambush.
Gordon Amata.
Krista Nicole Ballard.
Meredith Lynn Anderson.
Christine Elizabeth Bell.
Laura Kathleen Bartell.
Amber Nicole Bickart.
Carolyn Eileen Bernard.
Mary Jean Britt.
Shannon Renee Bowman.
Lauren Marie Castle.
Jessica J. Brantley.
Sharon Lynn Clark.
Jennifer K. Caldwell.
Pamela Denise Daniels.
Nicole McCabe Claggett.
Deborah Ann Dayhoff Franco.
Michelle Marie Keneally.
Bernadette Ann Duffy.
Carol Reed Dansberger.
Shantoria Edwards.
Elizabeth Ann Dudley.
Amianne Marie Finch.
Margie Rayford Edwards.
Amberly Kristen Fleck.
Bonnie Lee Fairchild.
Annie Kate Fulton.
Virginia Ann Fisher.
Danielle Renee Garrison.
Portia Ashley Frerson. Christina Jane Garner.
Kate Lynn Gizeski.
Michelle Madeline Grant.
Erin Nicole Hall.
Tiffany Renee Harris Green.
Lamoth Haney II.
Leslie Asante Hayes.
Alethea Shiplet Hession.
Christine O'Reilly Hoffman.
Megan Elizabeth Hoke.
Catalina Holden.
Elizabeth Page Hollick.
Kayla Marie Hughes.
Karen Christine Hurley.
Rachel Marie Jackson.
Laquanya Denise Jenkins.
Caitlin Louise Johnson.
Crystal Lynn Kerger.
Amy Lynn Klusak.
Jesse Tyler Lang.
Liran Lure.
Marilia Alana Phillips.
Samantha Lynn Lee.
Susan Carol Reinhardt.
Lauren Elizabeth Lewis.
Stephanie Lawrence.
Christy Ann Martini.
Abby Elizabeth Levine.
James Nathan McCrombie.
Sahar Malik.
Jacqueline Marie Mello.
Maxine Boyce McCall.
Dawn Michelle Mizell.
Allison D. McLaughlin.
Andrew James Murray.
Mary Elizabeth Mitsopoulos.
Fabio Perez.
Casey Murphy.
Alana Christina Poole.
Michelle Lee Murray.
Erin Hope Richmond.
Lisa Marie Phelan.
Kelly Kathleen Sebelius.
Jennifer Renee Posey.
Anne Lynn Shumay.
Melissa Karen Rosenblatt.
Kristen Kathleen Schneider.
Gina Marie Sabo.
Mara Lynn Shaw.
Simerjeet Kaur Sandhu.
Kara Elizabeth Shepard.
Marguerite Schutz.
Nicole Marie Sturgis.
Stacy Ann Simpson.
Colleen Annette Sykes.
Elizabeth Catherine Stamus.
Brandy Lynn Tarkovsky.
Nicole Ashley Sutton.
Bethany Marie Ventura.
Karen Elizabeth Shika.
Vicki Lynn Watts.
Kristen Yvonne Towine Ridgely.
James Devin Webb.
Crystal Dawn Ward.
Charles Chuck Jackson Weisner.
Iram Mabel Weaver.
Tara Lynn Wrightson.
Anastasia Block-Weber.
Bethany Lynn Zimmerman.
Maria Lynn Whittles. Cynthia Ann Wynn. Mr. President, this concludes those individuals receiving graduate degrees or certificates from the College of Education.
Will the candidates for master's degrees or post-baccalaureate certificates from the College of Fine Arts and Communication please stand? Mr. President, on recommendation of the faculty, I have the honor to present those students who meet all requirements for the degree of Master of Arts, Master of Fine Arts, Master of Music, Master of Science, or post-baccalaureate certificate.
I'm pleased to receive these candidates for graduate degrees or post-baccalaureate certificates, and by the authority vested in me by the University System of Maryland's Board of Regents and the State of Maryland, I confer upon you the recommended degree with all the honors, rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto. Congratulations, graduates.
Graduates, as you approach the stage, please follow the directions of the marshals. Once on stage, you'll shake hands with your college dean or the dean of graduate studies to receive your alumni gift and congratulations. You will then exit the center stairs and be directed back to your seat by the marshals.
Donna Ray Steck McMahon.
Good afternoon. I am Dr. Lanita Crawford, professor from the Department of Music. It is my pleasure to introduce the students receiving a graduate degree or post-baccalaureate certificate from the College of Fine Arts and Communication. Congratulating the graduates along with me will be Ms. Susan Pisinic, Dean of the College of Fine Arts and Communication, and Dr. Janet Delaney, Dean of Graduate Studies. Introducing the graduates with me is Dr. David White, Associate Professor from the Department of Theater Arts, and he's very eager to get started. Matthew Joseph McCormick.
Chanita Renee Gunn.
Amy Marie Kidd Beaumier. Anita Marie Schreibman. Is that it? Mr. President, this concludes those individuals receiving graduate degrees or certificates from the College of Fine Arts and Communication.
Short but awfully sweet. Before Provost Wrights introduces the undergraduate candidates for degrees, I would like to take a few moments to recognize our graduating veterans wearing green honor cords and members of our armed forces, the men and women on active duty, those in reserve units, and all veterans in the audience today who have served in the defense of this country. I'd also like to recognize the graduates of the Army Reserve Officers Training Corps who will soon begin their service in the active Army, Army Reserves, or Maryland Army National Guard. Would all active military personnel and veterans please stand? I hope our applause demonstrates how thankful we are to you for your service. Provost Wrights will now introduce the undergraduate candidates for degrees. Provost Wrights.
The Honors College at Towson University provides an enhanced undergraduate experience for over 700 talented and high-achieving students. Honors students are encouraged to seek academic excellence and leadership opportunities that go beyond the traditional college experience. Students graduating from the Honors College must complete 24 units, when I graduated they were called credits, of required honors coursework, including, but I didn't graduate from the Honors College. Just realized somebody's going to say, Maggie, I don't remember you graduating from the Honors College. Students graduating from the Honors College must complete 24 units of required honors coursework, including interdisciplinary seminars and projects. Today, we ask the students graduating from the Honors College to rise and be recognized. Thank you. You may be seated. Additionally, Latin honors will be awarded to the top 10% of each college and will be based on students' last 60 credits at Towson University. Congratulations to all receiving Latin honors. Now will the candidates for the baccalaureate degree from the College of Education please stand. Mr. President, on recommendation of the faculty, I have the honor to present those students who meet all requirements for the degrees of Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science.
I'm pleased to receive these candidates, and by the authority vested in me by the University System of Maryland's Board of Regents and the State of Maryland, I confer upon you the recommended degree with all the honors, rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto. Congratulations, graduates.
Now, graduates, if you've been paying attention, you sort of know what to do, but in case you've been so excited, I'm going to remind you what you're supposed to do. Graduates, please follow the directions of the marshals. Once on stage, you'll shake hands with the college dean or associate dean to receive your alumni gift and congratulations. You will exit the center stairs and be directed back to your seat by the marshal. Congratulations.
It is now my great pleasure to introduce those individuals receiving baccalaureate degrees from the College of Education. Congratulating the graduates along with me will be Dr. Raymond Lorian, Dean of the College of Education, and Dr. Karen Robertson, Associate Dean of the College. Kira Rose Wiley.
Maria Alias Montemura.
Jason Hamilton Shaw.
Leanne May Alcones.
Maria Teresa Amrine.
Leanna Nicole Arcara.
Ariel Valeska Alvarez.
Diana Mary Ballack.
Brianna Ayers.
Christopher Allen Bennett.
Amanda Michelle Ballett.
Shauna Lynn Bidgood.
Caitlin Elizabeth Bentrup.
Laura Brooks Burns.
Max Nathaniel Braverman.
Me Ray Choi.
Catherine Rhodes Chesser.
Ashley Lynn Crimmins.
Amanda Rachel Ciani.
Stacy Renee Dial.
Erica Marie Delangelo.
Casey Joe Fogel.
Jamie Lee Donaldson.
Merced Brooks Gastley.
Ashley Nicole France.
Danielle Terrain Goro.
Brandy Nicole Gantz.
Morgan Faith Heinrich.
Stacy Faye Greenberg.
Nicole Elizabeth Hornberger.
Raven Monique Holly.
Avriel Loyola Jones.
Heather Marie Hylock.
Jenny Kim.
Molly McGregor Jones.
Stephanie Kate Lawson.
Amanda Brooke Lazor.
Lauren Ledina Laban.
Crystal Marie Lehman.
Ashley Nicole McCready.
Catherine Nicole Kirschner.
Jasmine Olivia Lee Morton.
Kathleen Lily Morris.
Rebecca Lynn Murphy.
Sarah Catherine Mott.
Catherine Suzanne Palmer.
Ashley Marie Nesselt.
Christina Marie Rizza.
Crystal Quinta Parker.
Erica Raynor.
Shelby Elizabeth Roberts.
Gabrielle Nicole Sandusky.
Gerline Sandhu.
Megan Elizabeth Schaefer.
Alicia Christine Savoy.
Caitlin Elizabeth Scott.
Christian Nicole Rusher.
Ellen Ashley Smoot.
Emily May Schroeder.
Miria Ariel Stern.
Maral Nuritza Sivalian.
Sarah Kathleen Tennyson.
Paula Denise Spear.
Archiana Unanathan.
Kelly Ann Stetka.
Christina Elizabeth Varietta.
Julia Catherine Tippett.
Elizabeth May Wolfkill.
Michelle Lindsay Van Slyke.
Kyle J. Prescott.
Caitlin Michelle Williamson.
Brittany Nicole Fike.
Kristen Nicole Woodall. Amanda Nicole Rounceville. Blair Jennifer Johnson. Mr. President, this concludes the graduates from the College of Education.
Now will the candidates for baccalaureate degrees from the College of Fine Arts and Communication please stand. Mr. President, on recommendation of the faculty, I have the honor of presenting to you those students who have met all requirements for the degrees of Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Fine Arts, and Bachelor of Music.
I am pleased to receive these candidates, and by the authority vested in me by the University System of Maryland's Board of Regents and the State of Maryland, I confer upon you the recommended degree with all the honors, rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto. Congratulations, graduates.
And just as a reminder, in case you were taking a nap, graduates, please follow the directions of the marshals. Once on stage, you will shake hands with the college dean or associate dean to receive your alumni gift and congratulations. You will exit the center stairs and be directed back to your seat by the marshals. Congratulations.
It is now my pleasure to introduce those individuals receiving baccalaureate degrees from the College of Fine Arts and Communication. Congratulating the graduates with me will be Ms. Susan Pasinick, Dean of the College of Fine Arts and Communications, and Dr. Greg Fowler, Associate Dean of the college. Rodrigo Pedro Alonso.
Melanie Ann Albin.
Lene. Candace Lene Anderson.
Brian John Wesley Alston.
Rachel Alexandria Armiger.
Rachel Naomi Anft.
Benjamin Manuel Bach.
Chloe Cheyenne Argelan.
Zachary John Bopst.
Nizel Juarez Austin.
Carly Elizabeth Baker.
Jehu Bake.
Emily Alice Baines.
Joshua Eugene Baker.
Ashley Elizabeth Beal.
Ashley Kadara Barnett.
Annie Bellisheim.
Cassandra Marie Bechtold.
New Bayaguntra.
Melanie Michelle Benton.
Eric Michael Blum.
Lindsay Marie Blaha.
Jamie Gabrielle Brager.
Nicholas Paul Bradick.
Kevin James Cabrejas.
Brianna Michelle Brees.
Tyree Dominique Brightful.
Jennifer Lynn Breidenball.
Naomi Aaron Cantor.
Chelsea Kristlyn Bromery.
Raven Marie Charles.
Rachel Claire Buckridge.
Aaron Michael Brown.
Eduardo Fastino Camacho.
Austin Scott Burns.
Thomas Patrick Carroll.
Amy Lauren Cameron.
Lucas Stefano Cepeda.
Sarah Lynn Childs.
Lindsay Eileen Kogut.
Jamie Elizabeth Clemens.
Catherine Victoria Curry.
Rachel Beth Dodson.
Savona Whitney Dornan.
Gregory Patrick Condon.
Sasha Sally Drexel.
Patrick Thomas Doherty.
Amanda Marie Engel.
Miko Corrales Dumadag.
Mona Mohab Isat.
Alexander Michael Ewing.
James Edward Ficklin.
Anna O. Fanning.
Zachary Foed Fithian.
Nathan Ryan Wilcox.
Danielle Tiffany Frater.
Timothy Spencer Fiedler.
Brianna Marie Garris.
Taylor Lene Floyd.
Deanna Lee Gilmore.
Deanna Janice Furr.
Alyssa Nicole Granados.
Isaiah Leon Gibson.
Eva Marie Groh.
Taylor Monet Goodwin.
Sean Stephen Guacero.
Justin Lee Greenberg.
Emily Brooke Harris.
Fontum Ryan Asonganyi.
Sarah Beth Heilman.
Marcus Peter Grisbinski.
Heather Noel Hetchin.
Everett Emmanuel Hall McNeil.
Matthew Lawrence Himmelstein.
Alexa Lee Hauk.
Carmen Anthony Hunt.
Alvin Roger Henson Jr.
Ismail. Cameron Ismail.
Robin Marie Hicks.
Devin Leanne Janney.
Jason Michael Holtzman.
J. Theron Jordan Jr.
Jessica Ashley Yanoni.
Zachary Brendan Clunk.
Christopher Rogus Iverson.
Great. Dalila Mandisa Kujifi.
Michael Eric Johnson.
Ryan Patrick Lacey.
Amy Elizabeth Kleinfelter.
Bryant Thomas Lee.
Anthony Korolev.
Jennifer Halston Logan.
Geraldine Sue Lackey.
John Patrick Loseco.
Sarah Ann Lair.
Alex J. London.
Liberatory. Jessica Michelle Liberatori.
Deanna Liu.
Patricia Elia Laura.
Andre Carlo Martinez.
Ang Lee.
Melissa Betty Moyer.
Tianshang Liu.
Amanda Jean Mensick.
Lutz. Taylor Nicole Lutz.
Bradley Nicholas Marani.
Erica Marafi McCare.
Kimberly Ann Merrican.
Michael Benjamin Dubé.
Ashley Anna Metzbauer.
Robert Sauder Menrad.
Olivia Mary Ashley Moore.
Mesnard. Thomas Marsh Mesnard.
Allison Nicole Morgis.
Marissa Amanda Meyer.
Hillary Elizabeth Musket.
Moren. Christine Gemma Moren.
Chelsea Naylor.
Amy Catherine Murphy.
Nicholas Neil Nowotnik.
Ariana Marie Nasatka.
Olufemi Ogunrayawa.
Michael Edward Niederhauser.
Maria Cristina Oviedo.
Adam Thomas O'Donnell.
Jessica Alyn Parcell.
Nicholas Anthony Overfelt.
Daniel James Patus.
Brianna Elizabeth Oxenford.
Ryan Marcus Peters.
Partain? No middle name. Okay. Brooke Caitlin Partain.
Drake Ryan Reed.
Austin Alexander Pence.
Diego Michael Regalado.
Gims Dennis Philippe.
Emma Rose Reich.
Michael Regis Reft.
Max Garrett Resnick.
Anna Sarah Rabine.
Paul Dante Rivas.
Edward Joseph Riley.
Elder Stephen Rodriguez.
Mitchell Ian Rinker.
Waverly Kamar Roberts, who passed away this past summer. Representing Waverly Roberts today is his mother, Dr. Wanda Williams.
Mitch Andrew Robinson.
Alexander David Roth.
Bradley Kyle Rosen.
Anye Sierra Sample.
Oscar Anthony Ruiz.
Christopher Matthew Schaefer.
Jacob Michael Scanapico.
Corey Lauren Scher.
Schenkel. Catherine Thomas Schenkel.
Morgan Danielle Siemens.
Casey Ann Schmiegel.
Aaron Elaine Segner.
Jessica Lynn Serfino.
Alex James Shade.
Segre. Joseph Nicholas Segre.
Edward Igorovich Selinker.
Bonnie Melinda Shiflett.
Mackenzie J. Solomon.
Simone. Nia Simone Smith.
Brooke Allison Stafford.
Hee Young Song.
John Edward Strucco.
David Olin Starks.
Justina Surratt.
Stephanie Michelle Summer Hour.
Christian Tanea Taylor.
Tangnian. Stephen Curtis Tangnian.
Denise Nicole Tillman.
Rachel Barbara Thompson.
Angelica Treviso Frias.
Timothy Lamar Tootin Jr.
Kyle Andrew Wadden.
Alec Carol Trumbull.
Courtney Renee Wash.
Victoria Bobby Waller.
Stevenson O'Donnell Witherspoon.
Kiara Shanae West.
Michelle Yusupov. John King Yasara. Allison Jamie Zamidi.
Mr. President, this concludes the graduates from the College of Fine Arts and Communication and all graduates for this ceremony.
So, graduates, I suspect that if you haven't already done so, you'll soon be thinking about your life after Towson. As Danish philosopher Søren Kierkegaard and California entrepreneur Steve Jobs have both stated, in slightly different ways, as you can imagine, we live life forward, but we really only make sense of our lives, we really only understand the patterns and shapes of our lives by looking backwards. Hindsight is, after all, 20/20 vision. That being the case, we need to act as the archaeologists and historians of our own lives, and then use that information to be the explorers and cartographers of our own futures. So let me suggest that sometime over the coming few days and weeks of this holiday season, that you look back on your education here, reflect on how far you have come and who you've become in your time here at Towson, and then map a path forward focused on how you can bring positive change in this world. And the thought I want you to focus on is, what will I do to let it be known that I have passed this way? Perhaps if you've been fortunate enough to have been the recipient of a scholarship at Towson, you might think about how sometime in the future you could pay it forward and provide for another student what you have been lucky enough to have had here. And if, in looking back, you find that Towson has provided you with something of real value, again, think about making that something possible for others, be it leadership opportunities, mentoring, athletic or artistic opportunities, or just the chance to build very special friendships. Please know that it is with a great deal of pride and joy, and yes, just a trace of sadness, that we see you graduate and move on from Towson. But please also know that we are always here for you, and we hope that in that same spirit, you will proudly carry the name of Towson forward, remembering that just as we claim you as a Towson graduate, that you claim Towson as your alma mater, particularly as you bring that positive change to our world that lets us all know that you have indeed passed this way. And I want to speak very briefly about one very special graduate of COFAC who has indeed left a mark in passing this way. For it is with heavy hearts that we learn today of the resignation of President Maravene Lusky. Perhaps her greatest gifts to Towson were her extraordinary warmth and her amazing generosity. They contributed immeasurably to the intimate feel of this 26,000-person community and were reflected in her dedication and love for her alma mater. She spent most of her career here at Towson, which spanned more than 3 decades as a student, a faculty member, a dean, and most recently, obviously, as president. It is through her life's work in the arts and through her students, alumni, and her fellow faculty and staff that she has touched the world. As we head into a new year, we are honored to carry on her vision of developing future leaders who will impact our community near and far. We wish Maravene our best as she fights this illness with dignity and grace. And theater majors, don't forget that when relatives and friends ask you, what can you do with a theater major? You can give Maravene's answer. Well, you can always become a university president. And now, that moment for which you've all been so very patiently waiting. So would all the bachelor's degrees candidates please rise? And would you please make sure that the tassel on your mortarboard is on the right-hand side? Because as a symbol of your new status as a Towson graduate, please grasp that tassel and move it from right to left, and that is the point of graduation. Ladies and gentlemen, the graduates of 2014. And now, will you all please be upstanding one last time and join with Mr. Nathan Wilcox in the singing of Maryland, My Maryland. You'll find the words on page 39 of your commencement program.
My thankful heart with rapture feels, Maryland, my Maryland, when I behold thy rolling hills. Maryland, my Maryland, I love your rocks and rippling rills, your waterways where beauty spills, and nature holds 1,000 thrills. Maryland, my Maryland.
President Chandler, his party, the faculty and graduates will begin the recessional. I ask that members of the audience remain seated until all have left the arena. Guests may then join their graduates on the patio. Again, we offer our best wishes and congratulations to the class of 2014.